What up, you guys? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. As always, me, Rich. It's still International Zine Month, and I'm still going down the prompts. And today is going to be for July 19th. Send your zine to a distro for consideration. Well, this one's going to be kind of a problem for me, and I got a story for you about why. So when I first started Pro Publication, it was the year 2015, I believe, and I started Pro Publication before I sold my restaurant. For those of you who don't know, I used to own a restaurant called Dirt Dog Los Angeles. I sold it at a profit. The people that own it now have 3 locations. I do not regret it. As a vegan, I shouldn't have been selling bacon wrapped hot dogs to begin with. Anyways, so when I started Pro Publication, I was like, well, what is the Zeen Hustle, right? Like, cause I don't want to lie to you. I'm kind of business savvy, so like I kind of did a little bit of market research on zines and kind of seeing what the business model for zines were to fully understand how much I could honestly expect to make, right? Because sometimes people have delusions about how much they're gonna make in a business model or a business idea that hasn't proven to make that much. And so I understood fully what I was walking into with Pro Publication, but then I saw the mechanisms that people were talking about, so I said, fuck it, okay, let me go ahead and send these out to distros. I got into a bunch of distros. I started locally, like in the Los Angeles area, and I remember getting a follower on Instagram, and I still chit chat with this young being, and she's amazing and she's great, and and she hit me up. She was like, "Man, I just read Superhero Kim. I fucking love this zine. I love Superhero Kim. It's pumping me up to make my zine." And I was like, "Oh man, thank you so much. That's amazing." And I'm like, "Where did you get my zine from?" And so then she told me where she got my zine from. So I was like, "Oh, that's fucking cool." So I'm expecting this place to send me money for fucking selling my zine. Long story short, they never sent me shit. So then I'm like, fuck it, I guess I gotta go there and be like, "Hey man, can I get my money for the zines of mine that you sold?" "Sir, young man, we don't know what zines you're talking about." I'm like, "Well, this is what the zine looked like, because I had more on me." So I'm like, "This is what it looked like." Because my assumption was like, well, maybe they sold out and they would want more. Long story short, they had none of my zines. And they said either they sold them all or they were stolen. And either way, they gave me the runaround, and it was crazy because they just had to pay me $7, but they gave me the runaround, man. And I was like, fuck, which then led me to believe, like, I wonder how many people were selling my zines and not paying me. The honest truth is, like, the ones that were like, I sent some to Chicago, Australia, all kinds of places, New York, all kinds of zine distros that were around at the time, and then my mind started thinking like, I don't think it's practical, man. Like, the more and more I thought about it, the more I was like, I think it's an impractical way of selling your zines from a business perspective, from a business standpoint. Not necessarily like I donate to zine distros long before I give them zines to sell. I don't, and it's two reasons why. One, you have to understand that it's probably hard for a zine distro to continuously break even if to make money. You know what I mean? And so then I kind of feel like an asshole, like, man, I'm hounding on this zine distro for $7. It's like, fuck, man, like, take the $7, take my zines. I appreciate that you're trying to promote underground art. I definitely don't appreciate that you're trying to swindle fucking, independent artists of their little $7, their hard-earned $7. But ever since that moment, I don't submit more to zine distros. I give them to zine distros because I kind of feel like they were in the wrong, but I was also in the wrong. I should have been more compassionate with a zine distro. Try to understand that a lot of the staff that work in zine distros, a lot of times are not full paid employees. They're not even employees a lot of times. They're just fucking the homies that come to the distro and try to help out and shit like that. And so that lack of understanding for me was something that I felt bad about. But then once I put that into perspective, I felt like, maybe I shouldn't sell them my zines. And I remember when I had the zine pop-up distro, Muchacha Fanzine donated zines to me, and that helped me out a lot, man. Like, she sent me like a stack of them, and it helped me out a lot. And they sold, and she was like, "It's just a donation, just do your thing, man. I'm fucking happy to see you doing your thing." And I just felt like that was the route I wanted to take. So I do not send them to distros for them to sell my zines and send me money back. I don't mind donating to zine distros. And so that's just something I wanted to mention because of the prompt. I felt like some of the prompts I'm not going to do, but I will talk about each prompt. If I'm not gonna do it, I'll tell you why I'm not gonna do it. And this is the first prompt that came up where I'm like, yeah, this I'm not doing, and now you know why. But all right, you guys. Until next time.
Fight the fascists.
Late.